correctly with the correct amount.
D20 Radio, where gamers roll.
www.d20radio.com.
Welcome to Me and Steve Talk RPGs, a podcast where me and my friend Steve...
We're playing games this time.
Exalted Initiative is a resource. It is flexible. When you attack someone with what's called a withering attack, you basically steal their initiative. You take it away from them and give it to yourself. And when you have enough initiative that you are ready, that you think you are ready, you can do what's called a decisive attack. And that's the attack where your damage pool is equal to your initiative, and it does damage to health levels. It doesn't touch their initiative. It does damage to health levels. It turns your initiative into also a pacing tool. And you'll find that this runs very much like a Kurosawa movie. There'll be a whole bunch of exchanges where nobody gets hurt, but somebody gets forced into a bad position, and then there's the final kill. The difference is the pack has static initiative because it's a battle group. You will be doing damage directly to the pack's numbers, and they will start to reduce in. You'll start to drop wolves out of the pack, and the battle group will get smaller. It is not a huge battle group. So, all right. I always do significant characters rather than. I think the wolf. All right, so the wolf's kind of at medium range. The pack is at short range behind you guys. The wolf is going to bound to short range and is going to unleash a shattering howl, which burns 8 of his motes, and is treated as a 15-die withering attack against all enemies within medium range. So he's going to howl. He's going to roll 15 dice.
Okay.
However, you guys can still defend against this. Probably with evasion, but I could see it. If you tell me how you're evading against this, that counts as a stunt and will increase your defensive bonus by 1. And I think for most of you, your evasion is higher. No, yes, maybe. So, yeah, Steve, how are you dealing with the fact that this thing is unleashing a terrible howl that rends the substance of the dream with the weight of its long centuries of anguish?
I honestly, the first thing that comes to mind is the classic anime, hands on the ears, make really hard, making, painful face.
Yep. Yeah. All right. And Mike or KD, how are your characters defending?
Oh, I have. I'm gonna Miraflake puts like one finger to one ear, then matches pitch to howl alongside.
I like it. I mean, that's awesome. And Yay, how are you dealing with this?
I'm not even defending. I am just going to yell back.
You're just
Like,
gonna.
I'm just ready for battle.
All right.
Like, bring it.
Cool. So 15 dice. You can also, by the way, most of you can spend motes to improve at least some of your defenses. Let's see. If you look at the bottom of your character information items, it'll tell you about excellencies that can raise your static values. You can raise the static value at 2 motes per +1. So if your static value, if evasion can be bumped by 2, it will cost you 4 motes to bump it by 2, and you can increment it however you like. Like I said, he's rolling 15 dice for the attack. KD, are you going to bump your defense by any?
Yeah, my hope. Sorry, go ahead.
The reason that you care about this is because what's threshold dice, extra successes over what he needs to hit you just turn into damage dice. And he's already rolling a whole handful of those.
Right, right. Yeah, I was hoping the harmonizing would make me a little protected.
Yeah. No, I'm
uh,
I'm definitely counting that as a 2-point stunt to
thank you.
your parry.
Fantastic.
You are parrying his howl.
Sure. I'll
So
go ahead and then in addition to that, how many modes do I have at the moment I can use?
you have what? 31, whatever.
Yeah, well, if I have that many, that's a lot.
You
Yeah,
all right, yeah, you could bump your evasion up by +3. Yeah, I'll let your stunt go to evasion instead, which would give you 7, a grand total of 7 with your stunt.
great.
But it'll cost
Yeah,
you 6 motes.
that's fine.
Okay, cool. So you're at 7. EA, are you gonna pump your defense at all, or are you just gonna tank this?
I put 3 into my evasion.
You wanna bump your evasion by 3, that'll cost 6 motes.
Yes.
Okay. You can only
Question.
boost your evasion by 2. You can only boost your evasion by 2. That'll cost you 4 motes.
How does
Oh,
read
wait,
in the
sorry, no,
wind
if
work?
you use wind,
How does that work?
um,
I lose initiative though.
yes, you burn initiative. You cannot drop yourself below 1 initiative, and it costs 2 initiative per, 1 that you're bumping your defense.
I was actually just using my evasion.
Okay? Right.
And
So
how
you're
many
using
can I? Yeah.
you're using your evasion. You can bump it by up to 2 with motes. You can bump it by up to 3 with initiative, but you only have 4 initiative, so you can only bump it by 1 using initiative. You
I'll
could do
bump it to
4 motes
2.
and 2 initiative. You'll bump
I'll
it
use motes and do 2.
motes? Okay. So that costs you 4 motes, and your evasion is
Yep.
now 6. And Steve.
My evasion is already a 5.
Mhm.
And it's 2 per with the excellency.
Yes.
I think I'll go with 4 as well.
You're gonna go with 4, so
Or
that
and bump it 2, spend 4 modes. I'm
okay.
sorry.
7. So, all right, cool. So let me get my
I also have Read of the Wind, I see.
yes.
Um,
You can burn initiative for defense.
the big boy has 10 and the rest of his pack have 6, right? For initiative right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? And I'm at 9, so yeah, I'll do it.
You're gonna bump your defense even further.
Yeah, I am.
All right. So you're burning how many points of initiative? Just
For
2?
every 2 initiative, I'm going to take just 7. I'm not going to go crazy and drop myself all the way down to 5. But yeah,
Okay.
that'll erase my evasion by 1 to kick me to 8 evasion, I believe, is what the count is. Yeah.
9.
9 evasion. Fantastic. All right.
Yeah, because your stunt was so cool.
Thank you. All right. Lovely then. 9.
Okay, I have another question.
Yes.
So you said anything that they roll over will deal damage to me.
We'll add additional damage dice. Yes.
Can I also use Ox Body technique?
You can use that. No, Oxbody technique's already taken into account. It's a
Okay.
permanent charm.
Okay.
All right. So with the howl, holy cow, that is a terrible roll. He gets 3 successes and does nothing to any of you. Holy cow. Well, that was just
I crouch over with my spear and laugh.
all right. Now the pack. The
I'm
pack is
vibing.
coming.
I'm vibing to the hell. It's so good. This is my
Uh,
jam.
Now with Faka Kun,
Hear
okay.
faint strains of Werewolves of London playing in the background.
Yeah, the pack is going to come in, and with Faka Kun trying to duck away, they're just going to attempt to maul Teo, poor bastard. All right. They are rolling 12. 5 successes on Teo's 5 successes on his 4 evasion. That's still a hit. Okay. So Teo's 8. Okay. So Teo loses 2 initiative. That's the pack's turn. Faka Kun, it is your turn.
All right. So what I would like to do
Mm-hmm.
is, I think I will pull out the empty sun, kind
Mm-hmm.
of whirl it around my hand a little bit, and kind of do one of those using the rotational force, try and
Mm-hmm.
kind of arc it. And I
Mm-hmm.
would like to use the joint wounding attack to
Ah,
hamstring the big wolf, basically.
okay. Okay, you are going to joint wounding attack. Aha. Cool. So that's 2 dice for the stunt. Oh no, that's only within a decisive attack. Are you going to try to do a decisive attack at this point?
What does that mean?
Decisive attack is where your initiative pool is your damage pool, and you're trying to do damage to its health levels rather than its initiative.
Okay.
Basically, you want to do withers right now to
Well,
get your initiative higher.
you but 9 is high enough you could reasonably attack it.
Okay.
It's not going to kill it. You need to do at least 3 damage to the joint wounding to activate the joint wounding attack. You've got 9. You'd be rolling for 7s up, and you'd need to get at least 3. You've got a reasonable chance of doing it. I just want to make sure that that's what you're planning on doing.
It just, to me,
Mm-hmm.
felt like a really cool opening attack.
Okay. Yes. Cool. No problems. So go to combat and let's see. You're using empty sun. Your range is short. Unless you're using that one charm that lets you attack
It's
as if
what
you're close.
at range. What range is it at?
It's at short range.
It is already at short range?
Yeah.
So that is the range on empty sun as it is.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So I
So
don't
go
think I
hit
need to go
what
ahead.
you do is you hit the D attack.
The D attack. Okay, on empty sun.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So I'm giving you 2 dice for the stunt. Do you want to expend any motes to get you extra dice to hit? You probably don't need them because the wolf's defense is not that great. Well, he's got an evasion of 4. You're probably going to beat it. And extra successes don't get you anything on a decisive.
Okay. So I probably don't need to. So I get the 2 for the stunt, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So okay, 2 in the bonus specialization.
Yep.
Okay. Doubles.
Nines
Just tens.
or tens,
9.
tens. Sorry,
Okay.
words.
No, that's okay. No automatic success, correct?
Nope. 4 successes. Well, that's what you needed. You needed
Okay.
4.
And I
Okay.
believe I have to spend what, 3 boats to activate?
Joint wounding. Yes.
Okay. Let me go back up to the thing. I wish, for whatever reason, Roll20 scrolls incredibly slow.
Mm,
While you're looking that up, I do have a question about the initiative order.
yes.
I dropped from 9 to 7.
Yes.
Where does that put me in terms of who goes next?
You're still next because
Okay,
there's
so
nobody at 8.
okay, just want to make sure. Thank you.
Is the turn order thing not showing to you guys?
It is showing to me.
I don't have
I see
I
it.
don't see it. Where is it at?
Mine's on the left side of my screen in Roll20.
Left side. Okay. Oh, I have so many pop-ups I never closed from people's appearances that I didn't see it. Okay. Yep, there it is. All right.
All right. So you should hit decisive attack is right next to it. Decisive damage is right next to the decisive attack button.
Okay.
So go ahead and hit that.
Initiative, I put my 9 in.
Mm-hmm.
Doubles.
No, none.
Don't have any automatics, right?
No. 4 successes. Nice job. All right. So what does that do? Well, for one thing, it carves 4 health levels off the wolf. So it's bleeding, it's wounded, and it also has an additional -3 penalty on everything it does.
Correct. That is
So
what my goal was.
yep, and So yeah, that sucks for it.
Nice.
Yeah, it snarls in pain. Your initiative resets down to 3, and that concludes your turn. The wolf is in a bad way. Mirror Flag, what are you doing?
All right, this is probably too shenanigansy, a little too
Mm,
crazy, but
you'd be
I do.
surprised.
All right, let's see then. Under stealth and large thing for 6 motes. Mirror
Hmm.
Flag may roll intelligence plus to disguise herself.
Hmm.
She gains double nines to access on this attempt. Essentially, what I'm wanting to do is see if I can disguise myself as a member of the pack. And have the
No,
pack. Okay,
not in combat. Not
that's
not
fine.
not this quickly. First off, the attempt takes about 5 minutes.
Okay,
And second, you can change your appearance, build, gender, ethnicity, weight, height, even scent. But you can't go from a person to a demon wolf.
that's fair. I totally
I
fair.
I mean,
Thought I'd
they're
ask.
close, right?
Yeah,
Well, I mean, you could disguise yourself as a demon wolf furry, but
fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. All right. Well, what I'll try and do then is you've wounded the wolf. The wolf is low. But did you actually get a hold of the tapestry yet?
No, no,
no, no.
yeah, and I assume
Yeah.
I need to go retrieve
Oh no, you
Empty
don't. It
Sun.
it
Oh,
flies
it
right back to your hand. Empty
okay.
sun comes
Oh,
back
awesome,
every time.
awesome. That's even better.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and uh, so setting like situationally behind me, the pack is kind of tearing up my sorcerer buddy,
Hmm.
and it's kind of hard to get through that particular bridge.
Hmm.
Are there any other bridges that are a little more open?
I mean, there are other bridges, but they're like spaced out pretty widely. You're on a bridge close to the island. There are other bridges. Do you want to like change bridges?
Well, if they're getting a scrap at the end of one of the bridges, rather than having to fight through a whole mess of wolves at the end of one bridge, it seems to be a little smarter to, beat feet for another bridge.
Well, is my other they're on the outer end of the bridges, correct? The pack?
Okay, you have a bridge, right? On one end of the bridge, you have the wolf. Then you have Mirror Flag and EA Salakamu. On the other end of the bridge, well, actually, in the middle of the bridge, you have Teo and Faka Kun, and then mauling Teo, or attempting to maul Teo, is a pack of wolves. So they are like in the middle of the bridge. Also, they're trying to maul your Firebird guide.
Okay, going after both of them. All right. Well, I think I'll focus on what's closer to me. Sorry, apologies to my friends in this combat.
Hmm.
But we already have hobbled the wolf somewhat in front of us, the big leader of the pack.
Hmm.
I'm gonna try and blind it as well. And let's give you something to really howl about, and toss my knives at its eyes.
Okay, cool. Um, I will definitely count that as a stunt at least. Go ahead. Wait, your knives,
Yeah, I have
right?
juggling knives. Or actually, you know what? I have my boomerang. Why am I using my knives? Good point.
Why are you
I,
using your knives?
yeah, I'll use my cool, my sick ass boomerang that I just
Right?
got. Yeah, give that a go. Go try and get it right across the eyes.
All right. Outstanding.
And so, what do I roll? Where should I click to roll
Um,
combat?
well, so let's see. He's got an evasion of 4. Are you attempting to wither or to decisive?
He has such a high initiative. I think withering might be wiser here.
Okay. So you will look at Cyanotus in your ranged weapons,
Hmm.
and you see how there's a W attack?
Yeah.
That's what you want.
All right. Cool.
Um,
Any bonuses or specializations?
you will get 2 dice for bonuses, but do you have a thrown excellency?
I don't know. Let me check.
Awareness, dodge, integrity, larceny, linguistics, performance, socialize. No. You do not have a thrown excellency. You don't have thrown.
I just have two dots in thrown. Funny,
Yeah.
considering I have these juggling knives on my person in my picture. You think I'd be
Uh,
better with them?
oh, nothing wrong. Well, see, first off, you are not the combat monster
That's
in the
fair.
group.
That's fair. Yeah,
Um,
not my usual thing. All right,
uh, uh, yeah.
no worries. So I'll go ahead and add two, and
Mm-hmm.
doubles tens.
Yep.
See how it goes.
6 successes. Well, that's 2 over. So go to W dam,
Hmm.
withering damage, and go ahead and punch that button.
Should I enter any number for enemy soak?
Enemy soak is 6.
Okay, and submit.
Did you include the 2 for your threshold
Oh, net
successes?
success is two. Okay,
Net success is 2. Yeah.
bonus is 0.
Mm-hmm.
Doubles tens. Automatic
Yep.
success is 0.
4 successes. All right. So you get an initiative for hitting him. You get another 4 for that. So that bumps your initiative up to 12 and drops his by 4 to 6.
All right.
Now it's PCs. I my rule is PCs always beat NPCs if they're on the same initiative. So, yay, you can. What are you doing?
I want to wither attack with my Great Fang,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the main boss that's been already damaged, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna go for that. And
Okay. Cool.
what I want to do is I kind of want to catapult myself. Like I
Mm-hmm.
want to like kind of take a little 2-step charge and dig my spear, the base of my spear, into the
Mm-hmm.
ground so I can jump up and try to slam it down on him.
Yeah. All right. I like it. I like it. I'll call that a 2 dot stunt. So that'll be 2 dice and a success.
So click the W attack.
Yep. Let me double check something. You have a melee excellency. You can
Yes,
buy up.
I was gonna say that the excellently strike
Mm-hmm.
for 3 mode.
Okay, you're going to use excellent strike. Okay,
Yes.
cool. Yeah,
Do
that's
I
an auto
add that
success.
on?
Um, yeah. So when you get to the point that says asks for automatic successes, you'll say 2, but you get
Okay,
2
so I
bonus.
have 2 bonus die. Okay.
Uh huh. And then 2 automatic successes.
Okay, it went away.
Mm-hmm.
Where did it go? Here we go. 2 automatic.
Yep.
Okay.
9 successes. Nice. Nice.
Dang.
All right. So his evasion's 4, so that's 5 threshold successes. Cool. And you did not roll any ones, so we don't have to worry about that. Because that's one of the other effects of Excellent Strike is you could re-roll any ones. So go ahead and roll damage, withering damage. His soak is 6, and you have 5 net successes.
No bonus
No,
and 0 automatic.
correct? There should be 5 net successes. All right, let's see. Good God, could you roll worse? I mean, you could, but you'd have a hard time with it. Um, well, there we go. 2 successes.
Now, he did roll that using harpoon, not great fang, according to the chat.
Oh, that's correct. You did not hit the right thing. Yeah,
Okay.
please do that with Great Fang.
Good catch.
Yes. That's a difference of at least 3 dice.
Okay. So enemy soak was 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Net was 5.
Mm-hmm.
Bonus was 0.
Correct.
Automatic was 0.
Mm-hmm.
There we
Now
go.
we're talking.
Oh, geez, 8 successes. All right. So that bumps your initiative up to 13. Oh, no, it doesn't. It bumps it up to 18. The reason you get that extra 5 is because you took the wolf below 0, which is
Nice.
called crashing. You took the wolf below 0. That's called crashing, which gives you if you take someone to 0 or lower, you get an extra 5 initiative because you have just completely knocked him off balance. He is wide open. And if you choose to drop the hammer on him next turn, you will eat his lunch.
He will be my lunch.
Now it is Teo's turn, and Teo does not like being attacked by a swarm of wolves. He thinks that's not cool. And I kind of understand his perspective on this whole thing. So, yeah. Teo's hands ignite in fire, and they are just going to start punching the wolves of the pack. And roll absolutely no successes whatsoever. So, oops. He loses 1 initiative for a attack, and now we come to the end of the turn. At the end of the turn, everybody regains 5 of their 5 motes out of whichever pool you like or a combination. Because the Exalted were created for battle, and in the flow of battle, they regenerate essence much faster than they normally do. So, Yay Salak Amu is at 18 initiative. You are the absolute winner. Feel free to tell me what you're going to do.
Oh, I'm gonna drop the hammer like you said.
Oh yeah.
So let me switch back to roll.
Mhm.
And I am going to basically, I'm just gonna use excellent strike again.
Mhm.
And I'm basically gonna just like whirlwind and try to decapitate. Sorry, I'm just gonna whirlwind and try to decapitate it.
All right, outstanding. So go ahead and roll a decisive attack with Great Fang with 2 dice and a success on the stunt, and so it's going to be 2 bonus dice and 2 automatic successes. 6 successes, that's all you need. All right, well, roll that decisive damage with a pool of 18.
Initiative 18
Mm-hmm.
with 10s.
No doubles.
Okay.
Aw, cute cat.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
This is Tiberius. He's my office cat. He's aware that he's my office cat. And yeah, he spends most of the day hanging out with me.
Obligatory kitty butt shot.
Mm-hmm. I mean, okay. I don't know what you rolled, but that ain't right.
Okay, so what I did was I did damage, right?
Uh-huh. Decisive
damage.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I went to, I forgot 18 initiative.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's gonna make a difference.
It's being wonky. I mean, it just popped up something.
Mm.
That better?
12 successes. That's a lot more like what I expected. Well, with 12 successes, you have succeeded in your stated intent of using the long, broad blade of your spear to actually cut its head off, which is, pretty good considering it's a wolf made of smoke. The eyes blink out and the smoke begins dissipating. The wolf is no longer in combat. Mirror flag.
All
What are
right.
you gonna do?
So I see that there's still the pack remaining that's
Mhm.
bedeviling the others, and I'm gonna go ahead and going to say, this reminds me of a dance routine I did once, and crack my knuckles, bend my neck, and it's sort of like a chorus line esque, like tossing the boomerang almost carelessly into the air, but
Mhm.
very, very directly. Slide underneath take a running leap, slide underneath the wolf pack between their legs,
Mhm.
summon the boomerang back to me, and as I'm underneath the wolves, having it just sort of chew through them.
I
And
love
I
it.
love that.
grab the boomerang on the other side with like a flourish.
Nice. So yeah, that will be you know what? That's the best one I've heard all night. So that is 2 dice and 2 automatic successes. Also increases your willpower, even if it goes past your minimum or your ordinary maximum.
Thank you, and I'll make it weathering to just sort of eat their
Yes.
lunch, as you've said earlier. Great.
Yes.
So bonus is specialization 2.
Mm-hmm.
Doubles is 10s. Automatic successes 0.
No, 2.
Oh, whoop, 2. Okay, sorry.
2.
Let me redo that.
That's okay. No. Don't redo it. I can add 2 automatic successes in my brain.
Oh, okay, great. 11
All right.
successes.
11 successes. Cool. The pack. I gotta pull up that because it's a battle group. It's weird. I have a battle group cheat sheet that I keep. There we go. Size 1, average drill, defense add 1, might 2 add 1. Great. Cool. So it's got 6 evasion. So that's 3. Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
Withering damage. Emery soak is 6, you said?
Yep. And you have 3 net successes. What are you doing, Cat?
Gotcha. So that was 11 successes last time, 3 net successes in this field.
Oh, sorry. Soak is 7.
Soak is 7. Okay.
Yeah. So soak
Then,
reduces number of damage dice, which is why you can't do it on the end.
okay, so 7 soak, 3 success or okay,
3 nets, 3 net successes.
Uh-huh. And then
Yep.
bonus is 0.
Now. Mm-hmm.
All right. Doubles 10s.
Yep.
Automatic successes 0.
Right.
Okay.
7 successes. Ooh. Okay. So they don't take initiative damage. They take magnitude damage, which you have just chewed through several of the wolves. At least 3 of 3 of them are incapacitated, and another is bleeding smoke, which is looks kind of strange, but that's definitely what's going on. So, and it is the pack's turn next. They're going to jump on you and savage you as best they can.
But if I may paint a word picture briefly,
Yeah.
I like the idea I'd done this and I stopped to kind of like do a little boo me pose and flex on them, and it like really makes them mad.
I'll jump on top of you.
They are like, yeah, this is not cool. And you're showboating now. So
Yeah, for sure.
So 12, 13, 15. So they're going to be rolling 15 dice. What's your evasion?
Well, if I am able to use Read in the Wind,
And you are.
and my evasion right now at 13, which is ridiculous. So I'm going to drop it. I'm going to use for every 2, I get to raise it by 1.
To a max of 3.
All right, I'm going to drop it all the way to 6. Drop it
by 6.
all the way by 6 to get the total of 3.
Okay, cool.
Plus my regular evasion.
Which is?
Let me find it. It's under character or is it under combat?
Should be under combat.
Combat, thank you. 32.
No, that's absolutely not possible.
I was looking at defenses, evasion. It says 3-2. Is that
right? No, that's 3 naked, 2 wearing armor.
Okay, well I am wearing armor. Or actually no. So
yeah, you are.
So yep. Okay, got it. So 5 would be my evasion then, right?
Okay. That is 6 successes on the hit. So it's actually going. They're actually going to nibble on you.
Oh dear.
Or not. We lost Steve.
Uh-oh.
Well, I've got a while before he comes up in initiative, so yeah, we'll see how this goes. All right. Okay. What is your soak?
7 with armor. Should I roll something?
Nope.
Okay.
I am rolling damage. 2 successes. Well, that's not great. Okay. It just withers you down by 2. Well, that was not right. Oh, it turns out to be right anyway. Seeing no Steve, I will say it is Mike's turn. What is EA doing?
I will, I guess, use my excellent strike again as long as I'm in range.
Well, you
Mm.
wouldn't be, but you can move and still attack.
Okay, I wasn't sure. That's why I figured I'd
Mhm.
ask like that.
Yeah, you can cause
So,
one range band and still attack.
so I want to essentially just spear one of these right in the chest, pick it up.
All right, cool beans.
So
Go ahead. Treat it as a withering attack. Their evasions of 4, 5 for might. Yep, 6. All right. Yeah, their evasion's 6.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back.
Yep, didn't miss anything. Well, I mean,
I got a little nibbled on. That's about it.
but he
And
only lost
now,
initiative, so
Okay.
yeah. Now there's about to be a cool like spear attack happening.
Aha.
mhm.
Yeah, apparently my modem decided to hiccup, so
That's not going to mess with the recording, is it?
I don't believe so because I'm actually recording via a bot. So the
Okay.
recording is not happening on my computer. I download it once it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bot was still active while he was gone.
Yeah, it
Okay.
doesn't appear to actually care if people disconnect.
All right, cool. So,
I'm
you ready to
trying.
roll?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for some reason I can't find the box to enter all that. So, like, I went to my Great Fang and I hit her attack,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm having to go back to another screen, and for some reason it's not popping up again.
Well, then try hitting the wither attack again.
I wonder if I'm not connected. Let's try connecting again. There we go. So bonus specialization,
2 dice.
automatic success 2, correct?
Yep. All right,
Ooh,
that's okay. Go ahead, roll damage. It's
nice.
2 net successes.
So that's wither damage.
Mm-hmm.
What should the enemy soak? 6?
8.
8?
Mm-hmm.
Net success was what again?
2.
No, bonus.
No bonuses or automatic successes.
Okay.
You can have so much editing to do.
It's all right. It
Uh,
happens. I leave some of it in just
Mhm.
because it's more authentic, but
right.
So my withering damage was 6.
Yep. All right, cool. That will be enough to slay a wolf, and the rest and the other one just sort of disperses. They are vanishing in a puff of smoke.
I
Thus
would
ends
like to say, as the comment ends, I'm sorry I hurt you, leader of the pack.
thus ends combat.
And it looks like we lost Steve again.
no,
Nope.
I'm still here.
Oh,
No, he's
okay.
still here.
You're not live.
Oh
Huh?
no, what my internet conked out before. Like you guys all froze, and then I realized that my internet was not active.
Ah, all right. So you guys can now get the tapestry.
Yeah.
It's a square of dingy cloth woven of coarse brown thread, about 5 feet to a side. However, as you approach it and the light of your anima shines on it, it seems to harbor faint patterns, figures engaged in war, or others in temples praying, others seeming to build cities. Who they are or what they're doing is not really obvious. Clearly old, it must be of value, but you really can't identify it otherwise. Congrats, you have a tapestry.
And I guess I'll take that because I don't think one person should have a hold of all of them at once.
All the anchors. Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
So Teo looks at you guys and says, I don't know where the third anchor is, but you have 2. That's hopeful, right?
Oh, we know where the third is.
Oh, all right. Well, I mean, like I said, I'll follow you and I'll help you out. I'm not all that in a fight, but I can try.
Yeah. How do you deal with the seas?
Well, I'm a fire elemental. I don't I know it's not really a C. It's not a. It's the dream. Even dream Cs are bad for me.
It could be a problem then, but we'll have to deal with it as it comes.
Boys, I'll wait on the shore for you. I really will.
I'm sure you will. We're your ticket out of here.
That is exactly how I would put it.
Could one of us attune to this tapestry? Do we feel that energy coming off of it?
No, it doesn't seem. It doesn't seem. It doesn't give off that energy. Like every other
Interesting.
artifact you've handled has been like it was waiting for somebody to attune to it.
Huh.
It's gonna swap it, your soul for the demon soul.
Well, I suppose we best be heading back to where we were.
Uh, and Tio nods and says, "All right, well, which side of the island is it on?"
On the
This
east
is
side.
yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. So there's a different path than the one we came up, but it'll take you out to the beach on the east. Yeah, and he starts showing you a more easterly path because you guys had been coming from the west up to the volcano, and now he's like, no, there's one that goes straight down to the beach.
Alrighty.
Okay, then we'll go towards the beach.
With Tio as your guide and with two of the anchors on you, it feels like there's more solidity. Like the dream is changing somehow, just from the fact that there are two anchors together. But it hasn't really it hasn't become truly real. But it's just like the dream is shaking.
Almost like time is less wonky and
Yeah, yeah. It's still somewhat wonky, but it's the difference between true dreamtime logic and the starting to wake up logic. And so you guys find yourself once again at the top of the abyssal trench. Tio is waiting on the shore eagerly.
you know, being as we're here, we may as well take those other 3 swords with us. No sense leaving them where someone hid them and enslaved someone to protect them.
I mean, fair enough.
If there's nothing here for him to protect, then nobody needs to come here ever again.
Another
He
fair
won't
point.
be here, as I understand it. Anyway, they do the same thing down the wall of the trench.
Right?
I
Again, it
kind of
takes
want to ride the tapestry down like a sled, but I'm not gonna.
I mean, that it would be a method. Um,
It'd be cool, but I'm sure it'd destroy it.
yeah. So you get down to the bottom, and this time the monster down there is more active, like it's agitated, and its tentacles move with more purpose, as if they are seeking something. What are you all going to do?
I think we just beeline it.
I mean, same time as last time, I think I would climb on the ceiling
Well,
and
first
kind
you got to get to the temple before we get all excited.
of. Okay.
So yeah, if are you guys just going to haul ass for the temple?
I
Yeah.
think so. I think just because theatrically and because I have a cool name on a mobility charm, like
Uh-huh.
that monkey leap thing, like ping
Oh
ponging off
yeah.
rocks and
Okay. So are you guys going to try to keep up with her?
I would just mutter show off, and then I would try and keep up as best I can.
Yeah. So Faka Kun's monkey leap technique um can literally leap an entire range band up a 20-foot wall. It doesn't matter. She can. Oh, by the way, you guys have recovered 10 motes from wherever you were at the end of the battle.
okay.
Super.
And if you're going to use monkey leap technique,
That's 2.
yeah. And the rest of you, though, need to call it a dex athletics check. Yeah,
Oh,
athletics
okay.
and dexterity. To make it to the temple ahead of these twisting magma tentacles that are pursuing you. For you
Okay.
see, the monster of the trench is kind of like a kraken, but if the kraken were made out of living lava.
So it's a kraken meets the thing from the end of Moana.
Yes, yes, it is mindless. It
A
is
crack
enraged,
a
and
crackling.
now it is aware that you are there because it can sense the anchors that keep it enslaved.
So it's a werekraken.
No, no, no. It's a straight up kraken.
Since
But
it's
it is.
hot,
Oh God! Yeah!
it's
You're not right. It is a werekraken. Yes.
right. And since it's it's really hot, it's crackling.
Yes. And coming for you right now. And if you take the time to make one more pun, it will catch you.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's see how I survive.
I got
Any
one
but
success.
All right.
2.
Two. All right. Close enough. Yeah. You guys barely make it into the temple, and the demons and the kraken tentacles do not quite. They stop as if frozen at the edge of the temple's entrance, and then withdraw. You guys are in a room. You've got it's still got 3 swords on racks and a bow.
Well,
I'm
Steve
picking up one of
wanted
the
us to
swords.
grab the swords.
I just figure one each.
All right.
Yeah,
So we'll
that's
say,
fair.
Steve, the one you reach for or the one Faka Kun reaches for is the plaque proclaims its name is Killing Tide. Has a blade 5 feet long and 6 inches wide. It is a massive straight sword of orichalcum, glowing golden metal, inlaid with black jade and a pattern of tempestuous waves.
Give the little person the giant broadsword.
Oh no, none of them are small.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah. The one that Mike's character, EA, finds himself closest to is named Deadwind, a brutish square-chipped chopping weapon with a single cutting edge, a blade 4 feet long and a foot wide. The majority of its cutting edge is green jade, but the back blunt edge is soul steel in the shape of a spinal column which curves into the haft. It gives the impression of nothing so much as an enormous cleaver.
Nice.
And
Oh,
the
cool.
third is named Cat. No, it's named Kalanaki, and it is a long, thin, curved blade, 5 feet by only an inch, with a single cutting edge of simple orichalcum polished to a mirror sheen. So, who is approaching the bow?
I will.
All right.
Because the other two have anchors, the other two, and there's 3, and that leaves me.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Are you going to bring
Yeah.
them all physically close together?
I would, unless someone objects. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think Faka Kun just kind of picks it up and comes back over to everyone,
All right.
not thinking all that much.
Fair enough. Absolutely fair enough. So, as you do, the dream begins to collapse. Not where you are, but everywhere around here. The environment shifts and takes on the traits of everywhere you've been. You're underwater, but you're in the volcano, and the walls of the rim are covered in the huge statues of that you saw on the western cliffs, depicting a legion of heroic figures, heroes of the sun and moon and fate and the elements, casting down and killing or binding countless huge monsters. What was uh, the forest of sunken kelp beds takes the place of the lava, and hundreds of wolf emanations look down upon the players from the volcano's rim, and in the water above them, a shape like the monster emanation, but much vaster, floats. 8 of the monster squid's arms drift and reach outwards, but its 2 longer tentacles end not in leaf shaped sucker pads, but in the heads of two serpents, like the serpent emanation, both of which stare down at the solars. Where you are standing has become the only real area in the dream. Both Suma and Teo find themselves here. The entire environment, the whole world that surrounds you, is the demon, and you have its attention. What do you do next?
Well, I'm so glad we finally have a chance to chat. I understand you've been compelled here against your will, correct?
Indeed.
Yeah, my associates and I didn't think that was very sporting, honestly.
Do you revoke our binding then? At which Suma screams, "No, you can't! You can't let this go!"
Well, not so fast. I do have a little something, and I have under my character information and items for 10 motes, 1 willpower, Mirafly can sanctify an oath she witnesses. If she
Yes,
wishes, her anima briefly throws as she does so, describing the words of the agreement in the air. Therefore, after an Oathbreaker brings the pack source of a terrible curse, devised with a Storyteller reflective of the oath broken. So I was thinking is that we can come up with an oath that this thing would have to agree to before we let it out. And I'm happy to take suggestions on what that oath should look like or sound like. I was thinking just, no murdering or harming anyone should we free this entity.
I don't know, murdering or harming, that doesn't mean that he can't twist or bend other people to do it for him.
Yeah, good catch.
And trouble not the dreams of those. Trouble not the dreams you're not invited to.
That's good too. So do not harm or kill or incite anyone to harm or kill. Oh, and do not enter any dreams you are not invited to in exchange for your freedom.
this I cannot swear to. It is against my nature. I am the nightmare cloud. I am deeply interested in the dreams of humanity and all other beings.
Okay. Well, it sounds like the issue is that it's their nature to be a nightmare, right? Not so bad. I mean, everyone has nightmares from time to time. Um,
Indeed.
oh, sorry, this is out of character. I was
Oh,
just sort of
sorry.
talking out loud. Um,
How about he only incites the dreams of other demons?
oh, I like that.
He did say it's his nature to be interested in the dreams of humanity and other beings.
I'm just offering him an alternative.
Yeah, what if we
I feel
suggest
like
is,
the sticking point was honestly the dreams part.
yeah, that sounded like to me.
He's not
Maybe,
he's not to promise not to murder people.
yeah, like maybe we could just do the nightmares and dreams, and if he's so into humanity and so interested in humanity, why not suggest instead of nightmares, he just gives like pleasant dreams to humans? And gives nightmares to the demons and other non-human entities.
What say you?
What in your heart is the difference between a dream and a nightmare?
Well, a nightmare is a dream, but a dream is not necessarily a nightmare.
Indeed.
A nightmare instills pain, fear, suffering, anxiety.
Anxiety, I have no control over. Anxiety is a thing that happens within the mind of those who are anxious. I cannot swear to that.
That's fine.
Fear is likewise. Pain, that is in my remit. If I manifested myself in the dreams of a simple rice farmer, could I avoid frightening him?
But you cannot harm him, or could.
I have no desire to harm him. To learn of his dreams by observation and perhaps to induce. But primarily, my desire is to learn of the dream reality, to visit them, to see what it is that they are.
You can give people a dream that isn't a nightmare. There's ways to learn about people without terrifying them. Or
I do not necessarily give them dreams. I appear in them to observe them. I cannot control what a mortal reaction to being observed by one so far above his dwelling self might be.
So would you
Oh,
agree to only observe and
To observe is my meat and drink, to put it in your terms. To
To
know
observe
the
on
dreams, I cannot control whether someone observes in return. If you look at a fish in a pond, can you say for certain whether it sees you or not? If you observe an ant eating a crumb, could you say whether the ant observes you? And even if the ant could observe you, could you say whether it would comprehend what it saw?
I think
Would
at
it
this
feel
point,
terror? We do not know. We wish to learn. We have been kept from the dreams of humanity forever.
I think at this point, Mirror Flag takes off
Mhm,
her mirror mask, sort of wiggles it a bit.
mhm.
There's a way to get around that. You see this mask I wear? You can wear a mask yourself when you visit people in their dreams.
I would be interested to see what other effects that would have. Thank you for suggesting a delightful experiment.
Well, if people see you, they may get frightened, they may get mad, but if they only see themselves or something else, you know,
You have an interesting mind, chosen of the sun. I like the way you think.
thank you.
I am amenable to your proposal. Please word the oath as you will, and I shall, if it be within my nature, swear it.
All right, so out of character, hashing out the oath. How do we feel about uh them swearing not to actively harm or kill anyone or incite anyone to harm or kill, uh, and when they appear in dreams to mask themselves so they do not cause the same general things they usually cause the nightmares.
that works, or perhaps to wear a mirrored mask that they only show a reflection of the dreamer. I think that would tweak his curiosity.
That both would tweak the curiosity and give people the dreams they deserve.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Plus, it
Yeah.
plays into your character's name, which I think is
Oh,
kind of cool.
of course, yeah.
And yeah. So if you pop into the dreams of a serial killer and it looks like himself, well, I mean, sorry, guy, you bought that nightmare, bought and paid for it.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, I think that's it. Um, the oath is so I think we've come with the oath that if we are to release you and give you all freedom, you will not harm or kill anyone or incite anyone to harm or kill. And that's when you enter someone's dreams, you will enter a mirror mask like my own, so they only see themselves reflected when they view you. Are you
For
amenable
how?
to this oath?
What is the time of this oath? What limit is
your
there on
existence.
it?
Yes, until you shall no longer exist.
Perhaps until I shall no longer walk creation.
No.
But you appear in
It,
dreams rather than walk, and on snakes neither, they don't walk. So no,
we
until
are not merely a snake. Um, he says, I I can agree to an oath, for you see, I shall, if you release the binding, be loosed within creation. If I am returned to Malpheus, I cannot touch creation. Thus, I would argue, the oath should end, as I will then be confined to the dreams of my demonic brethren.
What if it only affects the dreams of those within? So what if so the oath only applies to how you affect those within creation?
Yes, that would be fine.
all right. So in perpetuity and affecting only those within creation. Is that amenable?
It is. It
All right.
is.
I give everyone else one last look to be like, we good?
I nod.
Yeah,
All right.
sounds
Then
acceptable to me.
all right. Then we slap that oath down that we came up earlier plus the effect and perpetuity thing.
The demon nods his head. We agree in exchange for the release of our binding. And with that, the whole place shines with words, the words of the oath, written in Old Realm, the language of the gods and spirits and demons. And the dream seems to shatter, crumble, crack. And then you find yourselves in a dark cave. The cave you were in before you came to this place. With all the artifacts, Tio, Suma, and not a single trace of the demon whatsoever.
Ah,
Well, at least we're out of that place.
Thus ends the Tomb of Dreams adventure. I hope you all enjoyed it.
I did.
Um,
I did very
yeah.
much. Thank you for having me, and thank you for running.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
thank
was
you.
very cool. Thank you.
I'm glad you
Yeah,
guys
I mean,
stuck around.
it is intended as a quick start for Exalted, and so it's like here let's run through most of the rules. We didn't get heavy into the social rules, but yeah. And I find the central dilemma of the adventure to be endlessly fascinating. Do you fight the demon, or do you release the demon? Because that's your other option. There's only two ways out of here: fighting him or releasing him. And so far, I've done it. Both groups have been offended by the fact that a demon was literally turned inside out just to serve as a piggy bank.
Well, I
Yeah.
that was the turning point for me and Faka Kun having
Mhm.
the avert the I forget what it's marked, but that being like their primary motivation, that
Mhm.
slavery is a huge trigger for them.
Oh
And
yeah.
and that was the turning point. That right there was the
Yeah.
turning point for Faka Kun.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, the last group I had, their thing is it's one thing to imprison somebody for doing crimes. It's another thing to imprison people because they would make a good piggy bank. You know?
No,
That's a yeah.
imprison is not the thing as, "Oh, yeah, you're
Mhm.
our private bank teller and you're stuck here."
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a whole like it makes it's both the evils of slavery and capitalism combined, which is
Yes.
a
Yes.
pretty shit sandwich. Yeah.
No,
Yep.
but, yeah, I like that, and that, like I said, that kind of information turning point was, to me, the central point to it all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very much not everything is exactly as it seems. And realistically, Suma had taken on this. She had been caught up in there by accident because the sorceress working, like basically one of the things it did was pull all the elemental power out of her river, which could have killed her and would have certainly made her unemployed, but they accidentally got the goddess in there. Did not give a rat's fuzzy butt. So she just sort of took on this is my identity now. I'm the warden of this place. She was never made the warden. Nobody ever gave her that job. She just decided it was hers. Um, and Tio can't stand her. They would be if we continued to play. Eventually, she would off or Tio would off because they would be so catty to each other that yeah.
With fire and water.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
very much.
Intro and outro music by the band 12 Noon. You can email us at meandsteverpg@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter and RPGs. Find us on Facebook at Me and Steve RPG Podcast, on Discord at Me and Steve RPGs, and as always, all of these links are in the show notes. Thank you, and be kind to one another.
How much for the cigar?
Cigar, $20, dog. You gotta go down the street to the store and buy that.